my god, it's Reptilicus bringing you a tournament game from yesterday's The Serpent and the Crow tournament hosted by me and Urbane Fantasy. If you would like to join future rounds, there will be stuff in the description. Now let's go. BeastmenVSTomb Kings, DeadlyBunnies VS Dilatron. What's the Beastman tactic here? Brute force, stomp them into the dirt. What's the Tomb King win condition here? Ushapti destroying the Bloodbrute Behemoth, taking out all the key Beastmen units, and the Necrosphinx just assisting character sniping. How's it gonna go? Well, let's take a look and find out. As you can see, the skirmishing phase is already starting. The Horse Archers have targets aplenty here. Everything on the Beastman side practically has low armor outside of Torok, so as long as it gets hit, it will die. And we see the Foot Archers unleashing into the Ungors, not a bad choice, but now they're swapping to the Ungur Herd instead of the Bowmen. Still, the more damage done, the better it's gonna be for them. The Beastmen are kinda backtracking here. Nope, they're just continuing the advance. And we got the cavalry crashing in, and at the last moment they move away from the Tomb Guard. They know they want to win that. When the Beastmen connect, it's gonna be dangerous, but what's even more gonna be dangerous is the Bloodbrute Behemoth getting bogged down by the Skeleton Blade summon. The Tomb of Archon is gonna stop him, and that's gonna allow the Ushapti and the Foot Archers to actually do so much damage to the Bloodbrute Behemoth. My god, this unit is so squishy, but if it connects into you, it will destroy you. Look, I'm gonna slow-mo this for a moment. 50 armor, and it already lost half its health just because of that bog. Let's look at tactical. The Beastmen are getting ready to flank the Tomb King's army. The cavalry contingent with light Centigores and poison war dogs is also moving backwards. If they can get rid of the Hekata horsemen, they're gonna have a free parade to reign over this game. And we got some melee crashing in with the Bloodbrute into the Necrosphinx. Also assisted, and we see a beautiful Vile Tide at the same time. That unit of Kepra Guard was full, and it basically lost most of its stuff thanks to that Vile Tide. That was insane. At the same time, we got a Spirit Leech on the Bloodbrute Behemoth combined with Foot Archer missiles and Ushapti missiles. You need to take the Bloodbrute out. If it's not out, it's gonna be doom and gloom for the Tomb Kings. Here we see the cavalry actually connecting into the Skeleton Horse Archers. Meanwhile, Halberd Tomb Guard is holding up Ungor Herd. This is a matchup the Tomb Guard have absolutely no issues dealing with. The Centigores and the dogs are catching the Horse Archers up, and that's gonna be really bad for them. On this side, they're fighting the Hekata horsemen. They're already crumbling. This is not good. The Tomb King mobility is basically taken out, and as you can see, this is the win condition. This here, Ushapti, obstructed. If they can get rid of the Bloodbrute Behemoth, it's gonna be so much easier for them. But tactical showed it again. Now let's go back to normal speed. We see Realm of Souls being popped. Taurox is taking quite a lot of damage from the Necrosphinx, but he's got a brass body to help him up there. They're targeting the Necrosphinx now to go for the Bloodbrute Behemoth. It's taking a lot of damage. Well, and we had another summon. We actually had a Cygor summoned in melee to assist on the gangbang here, but he's not gonna do anything here with the Terror. He's just assisting to fight the infantry, and he's bogged with the skeletons now. I don't think Bunnies intended that. That was a pretty poor choice, and we still see the duel here. The Bloodbrute into the Necrosphinx. No matter how badly damaged the Bloodbrute did, it will destroy the Necrosphinx, and now it's getting Spirit Leeched again. Let's go slow-mo, take a look at the rest of the battle. Some of the Beastmen infantry units and cavalry are starting to rout. War Dogs came back. The Tomb King's mobility is practically dead at this point. Neither is the Beast one looking good. On the right side, the Beastmen are just like holding up the Tomb Guard. But meanwhile, the Kepra Guard, even though it got badly mutilated, it's moving towards the Ungor Raiders. They need to get them off the field. Ungor Raiders have been having flawless firing this game. And we're gonna see an Ushapti summon pop out here just about any moment. A little bit too late since the Bowmen moved, but it is what it is. Kepra Guard will just devastate the Ungor Herd and the Ushapti with them. Let's go back to the center of the battle where so much action is happening. Cygor, Taurox, Necrosphinx, Bloodbrute Behemoth, a clash of the titans like in a 1960s B-movie. They're just all fighting each other. But will it actually matter anything? On the right side we see a summon. It disappeared. We see Centigores just crushing into the Shopti Great Bows now. This win condition unit got tied down. It's not looking good for it. And the Necrosphinx is getting absolutely demolished thanks to the prowess of the Bloodwood Behemoth and Taurox. Luckily though, Taurox kinda got stuck on the Tomb Guard, so for now the Necrosphinx is safe. What a good day to be the Necrosphinx, isn't it? The Bloodwood Behemoth is massively damaged. Halberd infantry units around him, constant Spirit Leech. He needs to try to get into melee and heal up now, and he's fighting the Necrosphinx, as you can see. One more hit, and the Necrosphinx will be done. One more hit, and it's over for one of the Tomb King win conditions. He's so low. Just one more hit is what it takes. There we go. He's dead. His soul goes back down, and that's it for him. Meanwhile, let's look at another important thing here. The Ungor Raiders have non-stop been firing on the regular skeleton bowmen, and they haven't really had much resistance, so they managed to take away one of the Tomb King's great tools against the Bloodbrute. Even though the Bloodbrute is getting constantly Spirit Leeched, it's not really helping them that much. The Centigores took out the mobility. Now what's left on the battlefield and the tactical point of view? Kepra Guard, badly damaged, still possible. Dushapti is about to crumble. The right side, Beastmen are dominating it, but they're starting to rout. Actually, a massive rout is happening now. Doom and Darkness got dropped, and it could be a mass rout here. Can the actual Beastman force just lose off this? Nah, Tomb Kings don't have any terror that could actually snowball it out of control. And we got Taurox the Brass Bull tanking it in the middle of a bunch of units. And he's just rolling like a Fred Durst song. He doesn't care, he just keeps fighting through everything. If he can reach Archon, it's going to be game over. And as you saw, that one hit into Archon is so much damage. Taurox is a murder machine. No matter what you throw at him, he will destroy it. He's practically solo killing this blob, and we see a beautiful Vile Tide that decimated that Tomb Guard unit. Slow-mo, let's take a look at tactical. What's happening now? A bunch of Beastmen units were routing from Doom and Darkness. After all, minus 16 leadership is brutal. But some of them are starting to come back. We got the Shaman coming back, we got the Ungor Herds coming back, and the Ungor Raiders are still firing. When it comes to the center, Archon is decently healthy, Kepra Guard is practically non-existent now, Tomb Guards non-existent, King Nakesh Scorpion Legion, it's just a Skeleton Spearman unit. It's not really gonna do much here. Will it be enough to actually award Taurox away? I highly doubt it. I really doubt it. Taurox is trying to get some breathing room for another charge, and he charges into Archon the Black, and that doesn't seem to do that much damage. Most of it connected towards the Tomb Guard, but it's fine. After all, Liber Mortis was here, which gave a 40% physical resistance, so that was great timing from Dillatron. And we see a summon, the Tomb Blade of Archon summoning Skeleton Warriors to try to blob the charge of the Ungor Herd. It actually manages to catch some of them, but they're microing away. The Shaman is coming to assist, and Taurox is here all alone. Can he actually win this? His Centigore buddies are routing, he's demolishing the Ushapti, he's demolishing the Tomb Guard, and he wants to get some of that Archon's bony ass, but will he be able to? He's kinda glitched out here. Not looking good for him. He's just bouncing through. Okay, I mean, I assume he'll eventually catch him. Yeah, there we go. He's just, because of his animations, he manages to free up the blob, he decimates to shop the Great Bow unit. The Skeleton Warriors are gonna crumble, they're not an issue, and the King Nakesh Scorpion Legion is getting fired from the back. Let's look at tactical again. The Beastmen are in a fantastic position, their backline still has ammunition. The melee infantry is actually doing great, there's nothing they can do, and another Vile Tide decimates the Tomb Guard with halberds. This is practically game over. The Tomb Kings have got nothing anymore that can kill Taurox. If Taurox dies here, it's over for the Beastmen perhaps. But Archon is literally one charge away from dying. The Tomb Guard crumbled. Archon is gonna get a beautiful charge here, but it doesn't seem to actually properly connect. He's still on his same HP value, so basically animations robbed Taurox of an instant kill, but will he kill him now? Let's find out. Just look at that little blob. You can just see, let's play Find the Archon game. Yep, there we go, found him. Getting tired, Taurox? Yeah, he's tired. Well, that's it. there's nothing left on the field for the Tomb Kings anymore. Extremely intense, fast, action-paced battle, just what I love to see. But before we go to the end screen, let's take a look at the key moments of the game. What made Beastmen take away the victory in this tournament game? Dillatron did a fantastic job at eliminating the Bloodbrute Behemoth. It's a really risky unit that it can solo carry games, but here it was handled flawlessly. First, he blobbed them up with the Tomb Blade of Archon, which let his Ushapti and Skeleton Archers shoot half of his health away, a bunch of Spirit Leeches later, and some collateral damage from the Necrosphinx and other units. It basically turned out to be a dead Bloodbrute. Fantastic. Insane Vile Tides basically guaranteed that the Beastmen could actually stand a chance in the infantry fight. Taking away most of the Kepra Guard at the start of the game was insanely good with that Vile Tide, and crippling the Tomb Guard Halberd units later, insanely good use of magic by DeadlyBunnies Shaman. The Necrosphinx was an expensive pick here. It managed to do some sick damage to the Shaman. It also caught Taurox unaware a little bit and did some pretty good damage to his HP, but eventually it didn't do anything. It just folded to the killer combo of Taurox and the Bloodbrute Behemoth. A sad end for a magnificent construct. Thanks to the Centigores and Poison War Dogs taking out the Tomb King's cavalry, the Ungor Raiders were basically free to counter-skirmish the enemy archers to death and eliminate a key target, which could have been really bad for the Beastmen late game. Dillatron did a fantastic Overcast Doom and Darkness, which routed most of the Beastmen infantry force. If there was something on the battlefield with terror present, this could have honestly guaranteed a victory right from there in that moment. Still a fantastic spell. Taurox performed insanely well this match. His brass body timing was on point to avoid Spirit Leech damage or blob damage, and thanks to his wonderful charge animations, he was basically able to escape and then do amazing charges, which eventually also won the Beastmen the game. Just a murder machine, look at him. Alright, I feel like I need to pop Xanax or something after every tournament game like this, just because it's so awesome. I need to calm down. Cringe. Anyway, let's go. Taurox. 2.8k damage value. I am not even going to talk about this. He was plowing through Shapti, he was plowing through Tomb Guard, he was plowing through the Necrosphinx, he was plowing through Archon. Absolute beast, no wonder Korn chose him. Absolute beast. The other MVP of the game, the Brace Shaman. Now, let's take a moment to talk about that. Vile Tide is a fantastic spell against anything. It works great against armor, it works great against an armor too, depending on what you do with the cast. It decimated the Tomb Guard with halberds, 3 units, and it decimated the Kepra Guard. If the Kepra Guard was full strength from the start of the battle, this would have been very sour for the Beastmen, as Kepra Guard can just cut through swathes of Ungors and Gors like it's nothing, so fantastic job from the Shaman. Ungor Herd, honestly, yeah, no. They're just not gonna do well when they're matched into Tomb Guard. Regular Gors actually do kind of okay into Tomb Guard, dual wield Gors as well, but they're not recovering their value. Now, Ungor Raiders, take a look at this. 776 and 460. These guys, without any interference, even though I do still think they're crap and they're kind of overcost for what they bring, they are fantastic into this matchup if allowed to shoot free. Killing the enemy archers was great. Centigores did great catching the enemy cavalry, same for the War Dogs. They eliminated one of the main threats to the Beastmen and they were free to do whatever they want. Bloodbrute Behemoth, sadly, he didn't come close to getting his value, but he did kill the Necrosphinx and he got a monstrous hit on some of the units. Extreme risk unit into Tomb Kings because Tomb Kings have all the perfect tools to counter him, but if you can use them well, absolutely capable of solo carrying games. Let's look at the bonies. Honestly, Archon did fine. Could have done better. He was Spirit Leeching non-stop, either on Taurox or on the Bloodbrute Behemoth. Definitely great decision making, and that one Doom and Darkness had the potential to honestly carry the game away, even though there was no terror left on the battlefield. Nehesh Scorpion Legion, it is what it is. Tomb Guard, honestly. overall, Tomb Guard did fantastic. Even look at this unit. They were just cutting swath and swath and swaves and whatever you want to call it of Ungors and Gors. Cut through all of them, killed the Centigors, even did a little bit of damage to the Bloodbrute and Taurox. Absolutely fantastic. Kepra Guard, though, sadly didn't get its value because of the beautiful Vile Tide. Otherwise, we would have been seeing a much more different game. Archers did quite fine, but they got taken out by the Beastmen Archers, which is a great move. Cavalry did okay in the Cav fight, they still got taken out. Ushapti did fantastic. They butchered, decimated, destroyed, impaled, and 20 other words on the Bloodbrute Behemoth, absolutely no comment. And the Necrosphinx, honestly, it's kinda shit into this matchup. Like, the Bloodbrute will kill it no problem. But the Tomb Kings have other tools to counter it, and he almost actually killed the Bray Shaman and did some damage to Taurox. So overall, not worth the money, but definitely has the potential. Anyway, great game. Stick around for more tournament games, and if you want to sign up for the next round of the Serpent and the Crow, follow the links below, and until then, well, hey, stick around. More content coming.